Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Chatting Brown with me, your host, Tom. So in the last video I mentioned at the end about that I had these Toroidal-esque props and that I might test them with a fixed wing. So I've actually been thinking, how the hell do I do that subjectively? And I don't think really there is a way unless you're Chris Rosser or somebody like that. But this is what I've devised. I'm going to use my Nano Skyhunter on inav, on analog with a Rush Solo VTX. And here's the plan. The Rush Solo records audio, so we'll be able to compare a handful of props sonically, as well as read off the OSD. Now I'm going to try and do as minimal amount of flying as possible, so we're going to use inav's auto launch, return to home and loiter features with the automatic throttle control. On this little thing I have the idle throttle set to 40% and the launch throttle set to 70%, and then once it's up in the air I can drop the throttle down completely, and when it's doing its return to home it'll automatically manage the throttle. So maybe in some ways we'll be able to see what the maximum speed is per prop, the maximum amp draw, and yeah, maybe come up with some sort of comparisons. So the plan is to try 4 different props on this 2206-2300 motor on 4S. So we're going to use the general stock prop, which is a HQ 5x5x2. Then we're going to try the Toroidal prop, the donut, which is a DAL prop 5145. I also have here an Ethix P3, which is a 51x3, and finally there's one of these Azure Power, which is a 5x5x2. So I'm going to put a prop in, auto launch it, let it return to home, let it loiter around for maybe 2 minutes, and then land, swap the prop, swap the battery, and do the same again. And with the minimum amount of input by me, maybe we'll be able to compare each prop. So fingers crossed, let's give it a go. Okay, so there we go. 4 flights, roughly the same flight time, same launch settings. I didn't touch the throttle until it was time to land. But there we go. We'll see how they turn out.